We would be remiss were we not to thank our studio audience for joining us today on Delmarva Life. You know what? We'd like to have you here as well. And you can become a member very easily, as a matter of fact. All you have to do is visit delmarvalife.com. You'll find the show tab. Click on that, or you can call the number that's right there on your screen, 443-880-9116.
Oh, thank you to Tammy Geiger Massey for sending us this picture of her pup ready for Memorial Day. If you have a patriotic picture you'd like to share, post it to the Delmarva Life Facebook page. Oh,
Mom, you really look funny through these. It is Memorial Day weekend, and you may be headed to the beach or have teenagers headed that way.
Yeah, I got a lot of gray hair to prove it. And if you do, there are probably a million things going through your mind. You want them to stay out of trouble. You want them to stay safe.
So our next guests want to help you. William Hall and Nathan Long are attorneys at law from Salisbury. Thank you, gentlemen, so very much for joining us today.
Great to be here.
Thank you for having us again.
Boy, this is a big question, and I know you probably get it all the time. Yeah. My teenager's going to the beach. What do I need to look out for?
I think the main thing for parents to know, and most importantly teenagers to know, is not to leave your common sense at the bridge. And we have clients that come in all the time that get in trouble for relatively minor things, but those minor things can grow into big problems.
And we're not just talking teenagers either.
No, people are always shocked to learn that you cannot have an open container of alcohol and walk around with it in Ocean City.
It doesn't matter if you're drunk or not.
No, not at all. And you can't go to the beach. You can't go on the sidewalks or the alleyways. You could be arrested for that. And people are always shocked to learn that. And it's amazing the number of citations that are written for alcohol offenses in Ocean City.
All right, and there's what's considered a public place, like you said, street, alleyway, sidewalks, beach, parking lot, and the vehicle. Very important.
So even if someone is sitting in their vehicle in the parking lot with a container open or not?
That's correct. That's a public place, and they're looking for the open containers of alcohol. Now, if you're taking the alcohol from the store to your house, of course, that's fine. But if you have an open container of alcohol, you are going to get in trouble.
Wow, how about that? Well, I never would have thought that. So what if you get caught with an open container, a non-open container, if you get caught,
correct,
what are you facing? What kind of?
Well, you have the possibility of either a civil fine or a criminal citation, which could mean a fine and jail time. It's maximum of up to 90 days, and you could be arrested right there that night and put in jail. Nobody wants to spend any part of their vacation behind bars.
So it's two different things. You've got a civil fine.
It could be a choice between what the officer does, and it's going to depend on how you interact with the police officer. A lot of times, there are people too, they're just out there to do their job and make sure everybody's safe, that they have a good family resort town for people to come and visit year after year. So that's why they have to do what they have to do. So part of an interaction with the police officer is to just be nice, to be courteous, to be polite, like you would talk to anybody. From there, you've got a certain number of things that you have to. You have to provide your identification, you have to provide your name and address. After that, any uncomfortable questions or any time you feel like, maybe I shouldn't say anything, you can end the conversation and go right on. Don't be belligerent, don't be mean, don't think that the cop is out to get you.
Yeah.
He's doing his job.
He is doing his job.
And speaking of the police, you have some pretty eye-opening statistics from the Ocean City Police Department.
Oh, they're very busy. The statistics you can put up on the screen from last year. Keep in mind how small Ocean City is. We're just talking about the town of Ocean City and the number of arrests that they made last year. And this is from the Ocean City Police Department website. And the statistics speak for themselves.
Run through those numbers for us there.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at 267 DWI arrests just in the town of Ocean City.
Right.
Close to 2,000 alcohol citations and close to 2,000 drug arrests.
Well, no, it is a resort town. You just need to remember, this isn't New Orleans. You can't run amok and act crazy. You have to remember to bring your brain. You're on vacation. You want to come down here and be on vacation and not leave on probation.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, a lot of the beaches are all pretty much the same as far as rules and everything goes, but you were talking about Assateague National Seashore, about having an open or having any kind of alcohol there.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Keep in mind that part of Assateague is actual federal property, and they have their own very strict rules and regulations. And once you go up to the federal level, if you get in trouble at that level, the fines are greatly increased, the possible jail time is greatly increased, and you don't go to the local district court here in Salisbury or Snow Hill or Ocean City, you go to the actual federal court, where you can face fines up to $1,000 per container of alcohol.
Per container.
Per container.
And it doesn't have to be open, correct?
No. Imagine what a 12-pack a case of beer would end up costing.
So if you have a
Holy
30-pack of beer, that's $30,000.
Oh, can we back up just for a second? Now, this is not to infringe on anybody's fun. That's not the
Right.
reason these are enforced so strictly. It's to protect everybody else, right?
Correct. And when they say no alcohol, they mean no alcohol.
They get serious about it.
Yeah.
Oh, good information to know as we get into the summer. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this
Appreciate your help.
afternoon. Lots of stuff to keep in mind. Well, still to come on Delmarva Life Memorial Day edition, there are so many events taking place around the peninsula to honor our nation's heroes. We'll run down the lists.
Plus, there's more to a beach ball than you might think. Take a look at this if you don't believe us. So many colors, so many sizes, and there is a business right here on Delmarva where you can get them all. We're going to check in with Brian and a great big beach ball. So big we had to keep it outside. That's coming up next.
Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva.